Hey, what's up, guys? Jeff Weibel here, and I'm in front of my 22 unit building that I had recently purchased as a real estate investor, but I'm also a real estate agent. And I kind of want to take you guys inside and tell you guys how much I've been fortunate enough to make as a real estate agent this year. Let's go check out the units. We have a couple units upstairs that have been demolished recently, but in this video, I want to tell you guys about the commissions that I've made as a real estate agent. And I'm not making this video to brag about it, but only as a motivator for you guys if you're new in sales, or even if you're a real estate investor. Stick around in this video because you're going to get a lot of good tips within the video. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get up there and check out the units and hear the story of how I made what I made this month. I want to tell you guys a little bit of my backstory on how it actually happened. So you got to go back to 2012, and I bought a triplex when I got back from Afghanistan with my army money, and I rented the units above me and lived for free. And I was sitting there talking to my contractor buddy, who's also a businessman, and we got starting to talk a little bit about what is $5,000, what is $2,000, and we determined that we just got to think a little bit bigger. In that $5,000, which is $1,000. Stick around with me because I'm going to make a point here. But like, what's $2,000? It's just two $1,000. And then when you're younger, you get dollars and $2. But when you get a bit older, you can start seeing that in $10 and $20. You're just tacking zeros to the end of these dollar values. And it really gets you thinking, all right, it's just a number. Maybe $1 million is scary to you, but it's just a lot of zeros. So, life kind of goes on and I become a real estate agent. But in your first couple years becoming a real estate agent, you have so many things to pay for. They make you buy business cards, signs, and all of a sudden money is just disappearing left, right, and center. On top of that, I had a wedding to pay for in my first year, so there was a lot of financial stress being a real estate agent. I remember the checking account was getting lower and lower, and you're starting to dip into the line of credit because nobody told you being a real estate agent was actually a business. And you had to actually spend money potentially on marketing and other costs in order to make some sales. And then it all hit. In August 2016, I had an agent in my office and he challenged me to make $10,000 in August. And right away I was like, sure, yeah, you can do that, but there is no way I can make $10,000 in a month. And you know what he said to me? He says, why? It's just two 250 houses. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And two $250,000 houses at a 2% commission would be $5,000 and $5,000 to make $10,000. And he said, break it down like that. Do you not have two buyers that are looking for houses? Is $250,000 an expensive house? And really, it's not in my area. And I'm like, okay. So I could either get one buyer and one seller, or two sellers or two buyers and versions of that to make $10,000. All I got to do is put it together twice, two deals in 31 days. Can I do it? And what I did was I grabbed a piece of paper and I wrote August $10,000 at the top. And then I put 1 to 31 for the days of August down the left-hand side. And on August 1st, when I didn't do anything that produced a potential dollar, I wrote a 0. And then August 2nd, I wrote a 0. And August 3rd, I wrote a 0. And it really started getting me to be like, I got to be thinking about this every single day, no weekends off. You sit around late at night, you still got to be thinking about, how am I going to make this $10,000? How am I going to make this $10,000? And that started really pushing me towards, all right, I better call that other guy. Let's call that other landlord. And all of a sudden I had a listing and a buyer, and I scraped together that $10,000 any which way I could. If I had to do a lease, I did a lease, and I'd put $1,000 on August the 6th right there. And now it just needed $9,000 more. And then I had a buyer, and the buyer got a deal, and maybe close to $5,000. It was something version of that. And I, eventually got to the very end. I probably did any which way to make a dollar, even selling something on Kijiji, adding $60, whatever. And I did the deal, and I got it. I got the deal. I got to $10,000. I tripped over the line, $10,001, whatever it was. I made $10,000 in August. I couldn't believe that that's actually something a person could make, $10,000 in a month. You see it all over YouTube, all over the internet, but I didn't think an actual person could do that, because before, you're so accustomed to maybe making a normal salary, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, trading your time for this. Real estate agents, we're in sales. And one of the things that I deal a lot with is investors. And here I am again, standing in my 22 unit building that's completely demoed. And guess what? I got a commission on this one too. But don't worry, that's not in my totals for this month. So then what happens? I actually continue to put in a lot of the effort that year, and I ended up getting some pretty big deals. And in the back half, this was in my very first year being a real estate agent, I made $100,000 in my first year being a real estate agent. Now I have a real estate agent course that I've made to teach you guys how to make $100,000 in your first year being a real estate agent, and I sell it for $500. But guys, since you are watching this video, I just want to give back to you guys. It's a $500 course. If you are watching this video, it is for free to you because you have gotten this far in the video. So just go find the link in my description, click the button, and get the course that people pay $500 for free. And don't tell anybody. No, tell one other agent in your office, maybe two, but go for it. I'm really appreciating that you're actually watching this video, and I wanted to give back because, you know, if it wasn't for you guys and all the motivation, there's no way I'd be here. And I just wanted to share with you guys some of my strategies and how I got there. No, seriously, click the link and get the course for free. It's how to make $100,000. I'm going to teach you some crazy strategies. Okay, now you see this watch here? This was another goal that I had recently in the last year. And I said to myself that I wanted this watch. It is the James Bond new movie, No Time to Die, Omega Seamaster. It's a $13,000 watch. And I set myself a goal that I'm gonna get this by doing sales. Now, I don't do a lot of residential sales. I do some, but most of my world is investor world. And the harder I work, the more money I can get, because investors want deals. So the more deals I can bring them, the more deals they can get. I get commission, sellers happy, buyers are happy, life is good. We're not just taking your residential money and I'm making all the commission in the world, driving around in Lambos like a $1 million listing. I'm in the trenches with a lot of investors, but they pay as well. And people want more and more and more, which is fantastic. And I said, I want this watch. But you know, the watch was $13,000. How am I ever gonna get it? Well, I've proven to myself in the past that I can do $10,000 months. So I said this to a good buddy, Adam Martin, and he's been on the channel before. He wanted to get a Rolex and I wanted to get the Omega. And it was just a push for us. We like these little sales goals, like can we do more to get more? And in my head, honestly, I was half doubting, but I knew I had to put it out there in the world. I had to tell everybody that I was gonna get the watch because I'm sure like a lot of you guys, we don't like to fail, especially salespeople. And I said, I'm gonna get this. And I just worked my butt off because I'm like, what is this? It's one $600,000, $700,000 home. Or maybe it's two $350,000 homes. And that's it. And when you start thinking of it that way, it becomes crazy that the goals that you can accomplish. So I set out to get this and I absolutely blew my records out of the water and no problem. I swiped the credit card and got this. Like, I can't believe the mindset changes that have happened. When I used to think that, you know, what is $1,000 and $2,000? It's just one and two of those, to now, okay, it's just 13,000 of these. How do I make that? All right, let's just go and look for these properties. There's percentages for commission. I'm not saying that commission is the perfect thing in the world, but it's available and I'm taking advantage of it right now until sellers decide that they shouldn't be paying percentages and flat fees. We won't get into that in this video, but I'm taking advantage of a pretty lucrative career choice right now being a real estate agent, selling a lot of investment properties. And I get the watch and life is good. But Adam Martin has this team of wholesalers and these guys are putting up crazy numbers. They're putting up $20,000 months, $30,000 months, $80,000 months. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be this big real estate agent. These wholesalers are putting up crazy dollar values. We're not going to get into that, but I'm going to say, they are people in this world and they are making a lot of money. How do I start thinking like that? So this January, I decided to write January 50,000, and I write January $50,000 in 2021, not knowing if I'd actually make $50,000 in January. And I know that might seem crazy to you guys, but if you are real estate agents watching or anybody who's a real estate investor, it is possible. And I always said to myself, if I fail and only do 20,000, that's going to be, you know, not a bad thing. It pushed me past the $10,000 a month because that was my goal in the past, maybe make $10,000. Now I decided, let's write 50. So I write 50. What do I end up doing in January? I made $37,000. So I failed. I didn't make $50,000. I only made $37,000. But I think it was pretty good. I made $37,000 in 1 month being a real estate agent. So now we move into February, and I'm still hungry and I want to make $50,000 in February. I write February 50,000. And keep in mind, February is a short month of only 28 days. And what do I end up getting in February? I do, we'll kind of give it to me, but it was $49,000. I did $49,000 in February, a $37,000 January, and a $49,000 February. I'm like, this is insane. And honestly, I have a showing agent now, Mazen. He's amazing. I'm barely out at properties anymore. I'm literally using the internet to make money. Normally, Mazen goes to the properties and sees all this stuff and reports back to me. March comes and I got to put down $50,000 for March, I think. But these wholesalers are putting up $80,000 deals and all that, and I'm like, maybe I'm being a little bitch. And I write $100,000 down for March. This is going to be absolutely insane. But every day on March the 1st, I have to think, how am I going to make $100,000? Hey, welcome to my office, and here's my little book, and I have to write March 100,000, and here's my horrible writing and all my zeros and such, and let's get back to the video. Now let's break it down a little bit. I'm dealing a lot more with larger investment properties, and I start dealing with, say, a $3 million deal. I get a $3 million deal under contract times 2%, that's $60,000, and I got it firm. 60. I've already beat the record I had going for myself in February. Now I'm at a 60 March when I'm looking for 100. All of a sudden, from other connections, I am listing a duplex, and I make $20,000 on one, and quickly another property, $20,000. Now I'm at 100, and we're like on March the 7th. It's absolutely insane. And I'm like, I got to keep going. And what happens? Another large multifamily shows up on the market. My corporation wanted it. I put an offer in. There's a commission attached to it. And boom, another $50,000. We're at like 150 now this March. And I string together a few more deals. And right now, I'm at about 190 in March. So I just did $190,000 March in commissions. Now, these are subject to closings, and hopefully it all happens. But the exercise of me writing it down in my little book and saying, today I'm going to make money. How am I going to do this? Let's look at a deal. Okay, it's a $3 million deal. Let's put in an offer with one of my investors or my own corporation buying, and let's start doing this. So now we're going to be into April. What do, guys? Do I write $150,000 April? I already did a 190 March. Maybe I'm being a little bitch about April too. But I just want to keep going. That's the beauty, and that's what's the difference right now. I actually just got another contract it's under contract right now. It's not firm, so I can't count it in March, but I guess spoiler alert, it will be a decent April if we firm up in April. So maybe I'm going to have to be a little bit more pushing my goals for April. This is it's all a game. I'm just pushing, and all of a sudden there's money. I don't even know what I'm going to do when all the money comes in. Normally what I do is I lend it out, and then I make a cool passive income video for YouTube showing how much passive income I make. And that's it. I don't really live too far above my lifestyle. Yes, there's a $13,000 watch, but generally speaking, I have my home. There's, let's say it's about $5,000 a month to live there. I don't have boats and ATVs and all these other toys. And right now we're not traveling as much. I live pretty decently within my means. I have a couple good suits, but that's about it. Everything else gets reinvested into real estate or lending to other real estate investors. And yeah, sky's the limit. And I want to call it out on the video. I plan to do $1 million in commission this year. And it's just putting it out there. So honestly, I probably should have just wrote $1 million in a book January rather than $50,000 January, rather than $50,000 February, and rather than $100,000 March. Because what is $1 million in 1 year? It's $83,000 and some change, okay? This is not a math YouTube channel. That's all it is. So I gotta make $83,000. So you gotta break that down. What would that be? That would be like one $4 million deal. Where do you find $4 million deals? Probably $4 million apartment buildings. Where do you find $4 million apartment building buyers? You network with them, you figure out who's actually buying them. Where do you find $4 million properties for sale? Either on the MLS, or you call the people that own them and you say, can I give you an offer? And that's it. That's what I've been dealing with. So all the way back from like learning the $1,000 kind of thing in my head and tacking zeros onto it, to being challenged for a $10,000 August, to getting into January, to trying to make $50,000, failing at $37,000, getting into February, pretty much getting $50,000, saying I'm gonna do $100,000 in March and blowing it out of the water by a 190. I don't know how to tell you guys. That's what it's all about. If you haven't already, get the course. It's free. I'm telling you, it's free. Just go get it. And please stick around in my journey to see what else I have going on. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you guys want $10 for free stocks, make sure you guys use the link below for Wealthsimple. And when you deposit and trade $100, you will get $10 for free. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram at Jeff Weibo, I post there every single day. So get over there and follow me. Send me a DM that you've watched this video and I will respond to you guys. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you guys know when I'm posting, because you're going to be following me on my real estate agent and real estate investing career. And we'll see you guys in the next video, and it'll probably be a giant real estate building purchase that I never thought I could ever afford. And now, here we go.